Coming up on AC 24/7, the White House announces more aid for Ukraine as the country continues to fight off the Russian invasion. Plus, more drama in the UK as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are given eviction notices, what this means for the royal couple's future travel plans. And we're on the red carpet for the Hollywood premiere of Creed 3. Hey there, welcome to AC 24/7. I'm your host, Lamar Baldwin. President Biden is sending another round of aid to Ukraine. This comes just a week after the U.S. announced $2 billion in assistance for Ukraine security funds. The Advocate Channel's John Lawrence reports.
The Biden administration has another round of military assistance for Ukraine.
It will include mostly ammunitions and munitions that the Ukrainians will need for the systems that they already have, like the HIMARS and the artillery.
This comes 1 week after the U.S. announced $2 billion in Ukraine security assistance funds, which earmarked money for equipment including multiple types of drones and mine-clearing equipment.
This is a fight for democracy. The world has stepped up in providing them weapons and training. We just need to make certain that we give them what they need as quickly as we can so they can hold off the aggression from Russia.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov on Thursday at the G20 in New Delhi. It was the first time the two met since the start of the war in Ukraine.
This was a rather brief encounter that the Secretary took advantage of to convey clearly and directly messages that are important to the United States.
Among the messages Blinken had, calling on Russia to end its war with Ukraine.
President Zelensky has put forward a 10-point plan for a just and durable peace. The United States stand ready to support Ukraine through diplomacy to end the war on this basis. President Putin, however, has demonstrated zero interest in engaging, saying there's nothing to even talk about.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
The Anti-Defamation League is responding to a rise in anti-Semitic incidents across the country. Earlier this week, a Michigan man threatened to kill Jewish members of the Michigan government. Among his targets was the state's attorney general. A criminal complaint against Jack Carpenter III accuses him of making threatening interstate communications. The FBI describes him as, quote, heavily armed defendant. The CEO of the ADL says the increased threats are real.
This is another reminder of the level of anxiety that the Jewish community has is very, very real because the threats are very real. This individual, Jack Eugene Carpenter, who seemed to be a former employee of the University of Michigan, he was on our radar at ADL weeks ago after posting craziness online, claims about conspiracies, rampant anti-Semitism. And we are grateful to law enforcement, grateful to the FBI for apprehending him before he could perpetrate his evil plot.
According to the ADL, anti-Semitic attacks in the U.S. reached a record high in 2021, up 34% from 2020. President Biden has awarded a National Medal of Honor to Vietnam veteran for his heroism during the war. Retired U.S. Army Colonel Paris Davis fought for nearly 19 hours against the North Vietnamese soldiers. Davis was seriously wounded multiple times during the assault, but he continued to engage the enemy, including in hand-to-hand combat until all members of his company were extracted. Davis was also one of the first black officers in the Special Forces and a graduate of Southern University.
Paris, you are everything this medal means. I mean everything this medal means. And look, you're everything our generation aspired to be. You're everything our nation is at our best. Brave and big-hearted, determined and devoted, selfless and steadfast. American. American.
Davis was inducted into the Army Ranger Hall of Fame in 2019. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are reportedly being evicted by King Charles from their UK home. The Advocate Channel's Max Foster reports.
This story's been bubbling up all week, ever since the Sun newspaper headlined that Harry and Meghan are being evicted from Frogmore Cottage, a decision apparently made by the King after Harry published his memoir. Prince Andrew, according to the Sun, has been offered Frogmore instead. This was a cottage gifted to Harry and Meghan by the Queen. They had spent nearly $3 million renovating it, but in future they won't be able to stay in it when they come to the UK or benefit from the security that comes with it. The palace aren't saying anything about this, only a royal source telling CNN that this is a private family matter, but Harry and Meghan have confirmed to CNN that it has been requested that they vacate the residence. We'll have to see whether or not they come over to the UK in May for the King's coronation. The King's office nor Harry and Meghan's office have even confirmed that Harry and Meghan have received an invite.
A new report shows a rise in the number of suburban tenants facing eviction. According to a Princeton University eviction report, evictions increased in 58 metropolitan cities between 2000 and 2016. During that same time frame, evictions in city centers have remained stable. Residents in the suburbs tend to lack access to housing assistance resources. Black and Latino residents face the highest eviction rates. Attorneys for actor Jussie Smollett are appealing his hate crime hoax conviction from 2021. They are arguing double jeopardy because of the appointment of special prosecutor after the hate crime hoax charges were dropped in 2019. Jussie's legal team says they had a binding non-prosecution agreement. Smallett was convicted on 6 felony counts in 2021 and sentenced to 150 days in jail, probation, restitution, and fines. He is out on bond while the appeal plays out. California Senator Dianne Feinstein is being treated for shingles. The Democrat hopes to return to Washington by the end of the month. Her absence could change strategy in the Senate because of a slim 51-49 Democratic majority. Senator Feinstein expects to make a full recovery. Creed 3 is a directorial debut of star Michael B. Jordan and is a film you don't want to miss. We caught up with some of the stars on the red carpet for the Hollywood premiere.
It was amazing because Mike's directing it, number one, you know, so it was really family, all family, like no new director, like everybody, you know, all kinfolks, so it's great. You know, you just got to sit back and let people do their work, and what I saw was a meticulous, hardworking director, very thoughtful, like I said, and very patient in the process, and without ego too, you know what I'm saying? So that it's hard to be a thoughtful person and egotistical, like those two. Somehow that don't go together, right? So he's a thoughtful person and it weighs on him more than any ego.
Well, being a part of this has just been an amazing experience. I'm so lucky that I'm able to be a part of it. And I always just want to say this has been such a wonderful experience. The Creed 3 family is wonderful. It's been so much fun. Everyone's been so nice to me in real life. These are the kindest, sweetest people, and they have learned American Sign Language to communicate with me on set. So I really feel like I am part of this family now, which has just been wonderful. It's been great.
You know, I think, you know, acting for as long as I have, you know, you start to develop, an opinion of like how things go, and you want to be, you know, even more creative and exercise different muscles, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's been very transformative over the years and doing something I've never done before, and just what could I learn? How could I grow? That's what I did.
The fact that you got to come in there and disrupt something that was so solid, you know, and in the disruption you build something new. In our hero and also in myself as Damien. That was probably the biggest gift.
For more content that advocates to you, go to advocatechannel.com and make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. For the Advocate Channel, I'm Lamont Baldwin.